What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be making a Scorpion guide. Now, the reason I'm making a Scorpion guide is because the definitive edition of the game is out now, and Scorpion is the easiest top tier to play. So if you just want to pick up the definitive edition and get some easy wins, have a chill time with the character, Scorpion is your character. This is the easiest top tier to play. And that's not even a debate. He just is. This is going to be my first guide. I never really made guides on this game specifically because the whole cameo system. I didn't want to make a whole guide on a character and then turns out that cameo wasn't their best cameo anymore. But like I said, with this being a definitive edition, I feel like I can do this now. So let's start. My guides, I like to just teach the character in a whole. I don't really structure it in a certain way. I feel like people who do that miss a lot of things about characters. So we're just going to go with the flow with this guide. I'm going to be going over how to play Scorpion. So the first thing you need to know is this move right here. This move is his bread and butter. It's a 10 frame, fast, high attack that is the center point of his gameplay. He is meant to be played around this move right here. So after you are checking your opponent with this move, you can also go into that move right there. So how this is going to work is you get a lot of mind games off of this move. Because the move has a mid at the end and there's a gap, you can do this and then just sometimes go up and grab them after. Or you can let it rock if you think they're going to try to do anything to contest this move. This move is what you're going to base your game plan around. And when they're scared enough with dealing with the mind games with this move, you can also just throw an overhead or low Farah in there. But that's just like the beginning layers of this move right here. We're going to go into this move more later. So when this move hits, your combo option is you're going to do this into that right there. That's going to be your damage, basically. Now, if you're not sure what hit confirming is when you see a move land and then you go into this. You're only going to want to go into the spear after you see that move connects. If you need to practice your hit confirms, you're going to go here and set it on random attack. You see how he's blocking? I don't do the spear. There we go. I see him get hit. I do the spear. But this is the most important move to go off of. There you go. So if you need to practice your hit confirms, you do that right there. Now, when this move also hits, if you want to spend a bar and get more damage, you go for this. Now this combo right here, I'm happy it dropped right there because I want to show the difference. So if you land this move right here, if you go into this combo, you could delay this right here and get the ender. And you get like 37 there. But I'm a person who prefers consistency. So I feel like that this is a better option to go for. This combo right here. You get a little less damage, but it's way more consistent. Now, also with this character, let's go over some more of his good base tools. This poke is really good. I don't see enough Scorpions using this poke. When you have a character that's centered around using a high in their game plan, you're supposed to contest with a lot of pokes, and a lot of players don't do that. And I feel like that's something the community should start doing more. Like, they don't poke enough. For example, Scorpion. Scorpion is the character that's meant to condition you with his highs. If he tries to poke you, you can go right under that. So I feel like the community needs to start using pokes more. And Scorpion has one of the best pokes in the game, and the community just doesn't use his poke. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the main center point of his gameplay. This move right here. This move is going to be very important. So why this move is so good is because it's a move that, let me go ahead and show you right here. We're going to set the reversal mode on and have Scorpion do the blazing charge. Now, as you can see, you can armor out of this move right here. But if Scorpion thinks you're going to armor, he can always just teleport, cancel, and the block. Because a lot of people like to see Farah and then just instantly armor. But the good thing about this move is you get 50-50s from all the way over here. And a lot of characters cannot punish this. So how this is going to go is you're going to check them with this move right here, and they actually just have to guess if they don't armor. And you have a lot of options to go off of when this move hits. So right here, that's a low, and that's an overhead mix. It's really, really good. One of the best mixes to go for in the game, in my personal opinion. Now, this is going to complement his standing 2 game plan very well. And also, you get a lot of good options off of this. So if they get hit by the low, as you can see right here, you have quite a bit of options to go for. Now, for consistency off of either one of these launches, you go for this combo right here. If you just care about the consistency, you're going to do this. So that's going to be your consistent combo because that works off of the overhead or the low. So the overhead, it'll look something like that. They'll go for jab. That's going to be your consistent combo. Now, you can get a little more optimal for multiple different reasons. So if this hits right here, you can, if it hits at a really good range, like let's say this overhead hits, you can go in with this, do this twice. That's your other combo. And that does like the same damage without having to spin the bar. But it's a little more finicky to do. Now also off of the low, if the low hits at a certain way, you can do it as well. But the low is not going to hit like this a lot. So for the low, you definitely want to go for this combo right here, the jab. Because the low is kind of finicky. So it might work. For example, let me just go ahead and do the low right here. Because a lot of times it's going to cross. Because the reason it's hitting like this is because the mid is hitting. But if just the low hits, a lot of times it's going to cross over. So you just want to go for that combo right there. This is the option if you want to spin bar. But if you don't want to spin bar, you're going to want to do this. And let me just go with the low so you can see the crossover. You're going to go for that right there. Now, a really, really good thing about this move is you can also go into a vortex if it hits right. So if he ends this move like this, you can get Farah back and then mix from that. And then they have to guess again. And that's very strong, obviously. So a sequence with Scorpion could look like this. They could get hit by the low. So they can get hit by the low. Matter of fact, let's go with the overhead so you can see the damage. You get hit with the overhead right there. Go, do this. Do this. Now you hit him with this. Go up. Guess. Oh, you guessed wrong? That's cool. Now they just lost all that for getting hit once and then guessing wrong after. Now, off of this spear, you got 2 ways you can go into the mix. You can stand in forward dash into that, or you can 3-3 dash into the mix. And it's just a very, very strong option. Another thing to point out with Scorpion is he can always get good OTG damage. You can at any point choose in your combo with this move right here, the fire. And if you end it like that, you're always going to get some guaranteed damage. And the ticks after counts as damage as well, even on block. So you can kill somebody from blocking with that if you get the knockdown with the move. But yeah, using Scorpion, you're going to use this move a lot. And a lot of people like to try to armor through the move, like I said at first. So if you think that they're going to try to armor through this move, you're just going to teleport cancel. That's all you're going to do and block. And sometimes just let them have the armor because they're draining their meter and they can't keep armoring through this forever. But this is going to be what your game plan is centered around. Just make sure you get those combos I showed off of this and this connecting. Get those down, and that's basically what you're going to be doing to apply the mind game with Scorpion. Now, he doesn't have to just focus on the 50-50s from this move to open you up. He also has a really good throw combo with Farrah. Gonna do this right here. And there you go. And matter of fact, let me switch Scorpion so you can see what the more normal damage values would do. Switch to Frost so he has normal health. So yeah, it looks around the same. So you get almost a quarter of their life off of a throw, which is very, very freaking good. So you don't have to just rely on 50-50s with this character. He has two ways he can play to open you up. Now, in conjunction with this grab, Scorpion doesn't really have a auto shimmy, but I'm not going to talk about what auto shimmy is in this video. If you want to see what that is, you can go look at the video I made about it, where I go over what the auto shimmy is. But basically, to open up good players with Scorpion with throws, you can't just obviously throw. There's a mind game. Now, since he doesn't have an auto shimmy, the mind game behind throw is Scorpion's going to go up, he's going to throw you, or he's going to walk in your face a bit and delay the mid. So it's going to look something like this, or he's going to delay the mid to make you think that he's going to grab you and do that right there. So he can definitely pressure you with the throws too. And of course, if they start getting right on the throws, you can throw them another way. But yeah, that's the mind game behind the throws with him. So there's three ways you can make them guess off the throw. You go up in their face and you throw them, or you just do the mid right away to check them and stop them from moving. And since he doesn't have an auto shimmy, you're going to delay the mid if they start to try to duck your throw or try to micro duck it. That's what you're going to do. So off of this, he has a really good throw game because you get thrown, you obviously are going to eat, like I showed before. There you go. You got to wait a little bit right there. You're going to eat 24%. Or if you try to duck it, he's going to launch you with this move right here. And now you got to guess into pyramids. So he has two game plans on how he can choose to open you up. And with both of those game plans, they can switch back and forth in between each other. Now, of course, this move right here is unsafe. This is a high, the second hit, so they can duck it and punish you. But if you combine that move with this mid right here, it starts to make his pressure a little more scary. But he doesn't get a lot from doing this, even with Farrah, because nothing combos with this much. No, nothing combos off of this. So off of that, he can only really get this with this cameo. So that's worth mentioning. So yeah, I showed the two ways he can open you up. He can play the game with this, with playing around this, or he can start going up, throwing these mids in your face. Now, let's get into the gimmick section of Scorpion, because gimmicks are important, because gimmicks beat bad players. Now, Scorpion, what he could do off of an opening, so I'm going to go ahead and put Scorpion in the corner over here. Close left. As you can see right here, let's say something like this hits. Now, he has the option to go into this move right here. When that connects, you can do Farrah and go straight into a 50-50. This is a gimmick. This isn't real, but it will hit bad players. So he could do this right here. He can spin the bar, launch you, do this again, wait for the pull, go for Farah, and now you're right in their face with a 50-50 loaded. And you can go overhead or low after that and end it like that. So you don't want to go for that a lot. It's a gimmick you're going to use on players that don't know better. And he also has a really good gimmick with this right here. This beats bad players as well. You could do this string into a teleport cancel, and if they're mashing, do this right here. If they're mashing, they will get hit. So if they try to wake up from that move right there, they will absolutely get blown up by it. And it's a very good gimmick. Now, also, let's go over some optimal damage with Scorpion. Now, if Scorpion opens you up with this right here, and he has a bar and a Pharaoh loaded, he can hit you with some really good damage. That's almost 50% for one of each resource. Really, really good damage. And if you can get that combo down, you're just going to be destroying somebody every time they try to approach you with this string right here. And that's pretty much how you play Scorpion. Scorpion is a straightforward, easy top tier. To go over him real quick, well, a review of everything that I've shown. You're going to be conditioning with this move a lot. Every part of this string, make sure you use all of this. Because once you got them scared of the whole string, you're going to be able to just do this, go in and grab them into the combo. You're going to be able to just do this and then grab them. You're going to be able to just do this into Farah calls. And then once you got them conditioned looking out for this string, that's when you start throwing in the back threes into the 50-50s. And if you want to not be completely risky, I don't think I talked about this yet, you can also just go for some Farah throws in there because people are so scared of the overheads, the throw is free. So yeah, you're going to go in with these 50-50s based off of this move. And if you start to see them armor through this move, you can teleport cancel to keep yourself safe against most of the casts. And it's as simple as that. Make sure you get those combos down off of these 50-50s and pick your option you want to go for. If it hits, you can choose to go for the Vortex style game plan, or you can choose to go for the damage style game plan. I personally think the Vortex style is better. And with that being said, you don't have to rely off the 50-50s alone. You still have this good mid that he can check you with. And just throw throws in there with that mid. And if they start trying to duck your throw or micro duck your throw, you're just going to delay the mid into the same combos that I showed before. And yeah, that pretty much goes over Scorpion. Straightforward, easy, good top tier. You just pick the definitive edition up. You want a character that's not going to take that much work and get you some wins. Just become another one of the mini Scorpion players out here. There you go. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Nickopz out.